the things that we have as dreams, our goals, our vision, the legacy that we're creating, we might not live to see those things, but it's still things that need to be put in motion, and it's still things that we're going to be part of the building block and foundation of. So we don't oftentimes think about it from that perspective, because you think about us right now, we're reaping the benefits of people 100 years ago. 100 years ago, they didn't have airplanes. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they didn't have airplanes. 200 years ago, they didn't have a lot of the conveniences. They didn't have cell phones, computers. They didn't have running in-house water. Here's a lot of things they didn't have that we have. But because of the work and the struggle and the dream and the vision that somebody had 200 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 40, 20, 10 years ago, our lives are better. Because of Steve Jobs, we have iPhones. Well, probably just not because of him. But anyway, we have a lot of the things that we have. We are able to live in the dream, but the dream and the goal that you are shooting for and that you're living in actually started somewhere else. So you cannot get discouraged in the vision and the dream. You have to just be aware. You have to be very aware of what part of this dream, of this goal, will you actually be able to enjoy and benefit from. What part of this dream and goal will you actually be able to reap the benefits of? And as beauty professionals, we work in our industries, we work in our jobs, and we don't oftentimes take this into consideration. We don't take into consideration that we are building and not just working. It's a stark difference between building something and just working. You can work for 40, 50 years and walk away with an ink pen. But you can build for 10, 15, 20 years and have an empire. So make sure that you stay focused on those type of things. So I wanted to go over a few things. Understand this, so whatever your dream is, whatever it is that you put out there in the atmosphere, whatever your journey is, I only got a few minutes because my whole connection didn't want to work right today. But listen, God will protect your dream. He will protect his promise. God will always protect the promise he made to you. So you need to attach yourself and align yourself and put yourself in a position so that whatever his promise is for your life, whatever it is that he told you that he was going to do for you in those dreams that you had in the late night hours, when you have these open visions, whatever, somebody that laid hands on your work, whenever you just thought, this is something I want to do, you put that out in the atmosphere. God will protect your dreams for you. He will keep his promises. He swore to Moses' grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, that he was going to take those people to the land. He swore it. Who is he swearing to? He swore to himself. God is so loyal to us. He's so faithful to us that the things that he tell you he going to do. You know that song, What God Has For Me Is For Me? Technically, that's true. Technically, that's true. So when somebody tell you, oh, God will take your gift away, for what? He God. He can get it. Every single individual got their own thing. God is faithful to the promises even when we not. God is faithful to the goal even when we not. But it's so easy for us to get discouraged in the journey because of all the things that we go through. We think about our pain, our disappointment, our hurt. It's very, very hard to maintain your level of joy in the midst of going through a trial and tribulation. But let me tell you today that in the midst of your trial and tribulation, in the midst of your disappointment, in the midst of all your hurt, in the midst of all that you're going through, in the midst of your great loss, in the midst of the stress that's waking you up in the middle of the night, in the midst of the stress that won't let you sleep at night, in the midst of everything that you done lost, everything that you think you're behind in, everything you think you haven't leveled up on, everything that you think you done suffered on, I'm here to tell you today that whatever that promise was that God gave you 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, he's dedicated to it. He's dedicated to it. You got to get dedicated to it. He dedicated to it. God will protect the promises that he gave you even when you ain't protecting them. God knows I know that's the truth. It's the truth. You have to put your mind in a mindset that you understand that the life of this promise does not depend on you getting every part of it right. The life of this promise, the life of your dream means one thing. It means that you got to have enough inside of you that you absolutely 100% believe that it will happen. That's it. You might not know what time. You might not know how. You might not understand how. You might get tired of, I'm trying to working on this. Just don't give up. And don't get yourself off focus looking at what's going on around you. You've been praying for something for a long time. You really, really have. And you feel very discouraged. Don't let it get you discouraged. Distractions will stop and slow you down. Number one, don't let the distractions that you see popping out, people leaving you, people talking about you, people not coming through like they say they're going to go. See, those are distractions. Those are distractions from the promise. If God tell you that he's going to give you a team, if God tell you he's going to give you a particular thing, if he tell you that he's going to do this, and his word is full of promises, you just got to go in there and attach yourself with the ones that you're willing to fight for. If he tell you that he's going to do all these things, don't let that distraction slow you down. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it take you away and out of position and out of character going through the things that you go through in life. Don't let it do that. Don't let the baggage from your past get in your way. Oh my God. Listen, I could sit here and talk about that for a month of Sundays. Don't let the baggage that you have keep you from having the type of relationship that you really, really want. Don't let the baggage that you went through, all the bad things that you went through dealing with folks, keep you from being close to the people who really trying to be close to you, because you can miss out on your opportunity. And listen, let me tell you something. Even though God is 100% dedicated to the dream and the promise, we still have to believe that it can happen. You're not walking in belief when people come that try to help you, people come to be in your life, when people come that you know that you should be loving because I don't trust them, because that trust part is a part that you have to work on. See, Moses had to work on his own self. Everything that God told him to do, he did. Even when he had to go in front of his uncle and say, Uncle, look, God told me to come in here and tell you to let all these people go. What? You told you what, nephew? Nephew, we thought you was dead. Where you been? You done killed a soldier out there over a slave. We thought you was dead. Where you been, nephew? Look at you. What's wrong with your clothes? You coming here in the palace where you grew up telling me, your auntie, your first cousin, that God, what God? Oh, what are you talking about? God out there in them statues. What God? Oh, the God out there, the God of the Hebrews. Oh. Now you believe in the God of the Hebrews. Because y'all do realize that Pharaoh didn't know that Moses wasn't his sister's son. Y'all do know that. He had no idea that Moses, not up front, he didn't know that Moses was pulled out of the Nile, that Moses was part of one of them little kids that his great-great-granddaddy was trying to kill. He didn't know that. So he looking at him like, what are you talking about? Why would you do something like that for a Hebrew? And why are you believing in that God? And why are you coming in here telling me that their God told you to come, my nephew, tell me to let them go, and all these people that made us rich? Look how we living. We balling over here. We got it going on. Why would he? What's wrong with you? Are you on drugs? Y'all remember I told y'all that yesterday. And I mean, y'all really take this whole thing take the whole thing and swallow it down. Because I think that we forget that humans are still humans. I'm sure he didn't say it like that. I'm being comical. But I'm just saying, I know that his mindset had, Hollywood to do their own thing. But I know he had to have been blown away like, what? What are you talking about, nephew? You're not making sense to me. But get on it. Y'all go give him a bath and take him on out. Moses, what's wrong with you? Get it together. Who are these people? You got a wife? Oh, you married a Hebrew? Oh, Moses, you done lost your man. You done lost your mind. You know what? I'm gonna let you roll up out of here. We ain't even gonna hurt you. We ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We good. And then the son, cuz, what's wrong with you? We used to play together. We play hopscotch, jumping jacks. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. What's wrong with you, cuz? Could you imagine his first cousin, Pharaoh's son? What are you talking about, cuz? What's going on? Red light, green light. Red light, green light. The old Pharaoh was dead. So, Moses had to put himself in a position where he was coming in front of family, because these people were his family. Sometimes God will have you coming for people that are your family. And I think it's extremely symbolic that the family that he had was his adopted family, but his real family were the pit children of God. Use it how you want to use it. But anyway, listen, be encouraged. Don't focus on what you're going through. Don't focus on how it looks. Don't focus on how hard it is. Don't focus on how tough it is. Don't focus on those things. Focus on your dream. Focus on the goal. Focus on what it is that God told you that He's going to give you, that He told you was going to be for you. Focus on those things, and I guarantee you that everything that you've been believing God for, it'll start to reveal itself in ways that you never even imagined. My name is Misha Lee. You can follow me across all social media as Misha Lee, or you can go to themishalee.com and follow me there. If you're in the beauty industry, if you do hair, makeup, nails, or cut hair, natural hair, it doesn't matter what you do. Even if you don't do it, tag somebody in these posts, because every post that I put is to help encourage, inspire people in the beauty industry. So take yourself, be joyful today. Be joyful today, because guess what? You already know you got it going on, and God got your gift. He got your goal. He got your dream in the palm of His hands. Trust Him and do your part in achieving your dream. I love you. Talk to you later. Okay, YouTube. Take care. Bye-bye.